Well, hi. Hi, Jane here. Let's try this again. Let's see it first. Let's see if we have audio. I'm not gonna get started on this until some people show up. I'm not gonna get started on this. Yay, we got audio. Yeah, and see, I'm just gonna sit here and make some noise until some people start showing up, and then I'll do the reading later after I'm tired of playing. It's early. I dropped my horn earlier, and I'm afraid I might have hurt it, and I'm like just feeling around for problems right now. Breaking up a little bit down on the bottom. I don't like that, but that could be the reed too. I gotta do something real quick here. Hi. We got some politics happening tonight. Jenny Kastner and I are going at it a little bit. Okay, I don't have to. I probably should I should probably get the in case anybody wants to come on camera with me at Discord. I probably should set that up, huh? So anyway, I'm gonna do this reading. The articles of impeachment came out today, and there was something else that came along with it. This nice little list of the reasons why he should be impeached. The articles themselves are, it's that usual legislative wordy shit that isn't real easy to understand anyway. But the list is. Well, that drove everybody off. Nobody's here anymore. Just one person, probably just a bot. Nobody's saying nothing. Yeah, something's wrong with the horn. I'm gonna need to take it in. Shit. I'm gonna need to make some money with it. Hopefully, while it's got anything going. Anyway, well, let's get on with the subject at hand. I promised to talk about impeachment. But I got a problem with the horn. I might have heard it. Now let's get this. Like, I really don't like to focus on this. Hey, Bob. Yeah, well, that's the topic tonight. There's the article. I'll read the Rolling Stone article, and oh, where's the list? I've got all kinds of shit going on today. Oh, no wonder. Oh no, it's midweek. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Come on. Here it is. Tired of MAGA bots in your life disingenuously demanding to know what has Trump done that's wrong? Well, here from an impressive list that former White House ethics officer Walter Schaub put together is a pretty good bill of particulars. I posted the status message below on my own this morning. Feel free to copy, save, and freely distribute or reply in response to the aforementioned MAGA bots. And here's the link to my post, so you can get the link so you can get the list for yourself, for your own profiles. Yeah, that too. So anyway, here we go. There are two articles of impeachment: abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, in which the president is likely to be impeached, but there is far more impeachable conduct which underlies those articles of impeachment. Let's review. A working list of impeachable and possibly criminal acts or omissions on the part of Donald J. Trump, courtesy of Walter R. Schaub, Jr., Esquire, former director of the United States Office of Government Ethics. 1. Soliciting foreign attacks on our elections. Using federal appropriations or other resources to pressure foreign governments to help him win re-election. Implementing an across-the-board refusal to comply with any congressional oversight. Firing the heads of the government's top law enforcement agencies for allowing investigations of the president. Retaliating against whistleblowers and witnesses who testify before Congress. Investigating investigators who investigate the president. Attempting to retaliate against American companies perceived as insufficiently supportive of the president. Corruptly attempting to award the president's own companies federal contracts. Boy, Betsy DeVos's company got some shit going on with placing the adopting out the stolen babies. And they're all her buddies are in on the housing. $775 a night is costing us to put those people up in fucking inhumane conditions. Using personal devices, servers, or applications for official communications in violation of basic security and official records laws. Destroying or concealing records containing politically damaging information. Employing white nationalists and expressing empathy for white nationalists after an armed rally in which one of them murdered a counter protester and another shot a gun into the crowd. That guy got pretty stiff sentences, I recall, too. I forget what it was. maybe life. I don't remember. Um, knowingly or recklessly disseminating Russian disinformation, covering for the murder of a journalist working for an American news outlet by a foreign government that is a major customer of the president's private business, violating human rights and international law at our border, corruptly operating a supposed charity was forced to shut down over its unlawful activities, lying incessantly to the American people, relentlessly attacking the free press, spending 1/4 of his days in his office visiting his own golf course, and 1/3 of them visiting his private businesses, violating the emoluments clause of the U.S. Constitution, misusing the security clearance process to benefit his children and target perceived enemies, drawing down on government efforts to combat domestic terrorism in order to appease a segment of his base, refusing to aggressively investigate and build defenses against interference in our election by Russia after the country helped him win an election, engaging in a documented campaign of obstruction of a special counsel investigation, lying about a hush money payoff and omitting his debt to his attorney for that payoff from his financial disclosure report, which is a crime if done knowingly and willfully, coordinating with his attorney in connection with activities that got the attorney convicted of criminal campaign finance violations, interfering in career personnel actions, which are required by law to be conducted free of political influence, refusing to fire a repeat Hatch Act offender after receiving a recommendation of termination from the president's own Senate-confirmed appointee based on dozens of violations, calling members of Congress names and falsely and maliciously accusing them of treason for conducting oversight, attacking states and private citizens frequently, and in terms of demean the presidency. See, Johnson impeachment, I need to look that up, see what they're talking about. Using the presidency to tout his private businesses and effectively encourage a party, candidates, businesses, and others to patronize his business, causing the federal government to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars at his business and costing the American taxpayers well over $100 million on boondoggle trips to visit his properties. He spent something like 17 years of his salary, or the salary he's not taking. He spent 17 years of it or something like that on golf games. Hosting foreign leaders at his private businesses, calling on the Justice Department to investigate political rivals, using the presidency to endorse private businesses in the books of various authors as a reward for supporting the president, engaging in nepotism based on a flawed OLC opinion, possible misuse of appropriated funds by reallocating them in ways that may be illegal. Yeah, he just got slapped down by a judge today for on allocating any Pentagon funds for building the wall. Repeatedly criticizing American allies, supporting authoritarian leaders around the world, and undermining NATO, and etc. New offenses are added on a daily basis, which they are. And barely an hour goes by without that guy being a national embarrassment. I figured there'd be more people show up at this hour. Got 420. I got a cool gift today. I never had a pair of Birkenstocks. These ain't exactly Birkenstocks. They're a different brand, but it's licensed by Birkenstock. So it's basically the Birkenstock design with somebody else's like pattern on it. But somebody got 3 pairs of these things. She only gave me one because we didn't know if it was going to fit, but they fit. And so I'm going to get the other ones too, probably. Okay. Excuse me a moment. Somebody's talking to me on Facebook. Doesn't matter. No, I don't need to respond to that. Okay. So anybody talking? No, and there's only a couple of people here. Who is here? Speak up. Here we go with the Rolling Stone thing. Trump betrayed the nation. Read the articles of impeachment. Blah, 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 blah. 4 high crimes and misdemeanor broken out in 2 articles. First is abuse of power, relating to Trump's solicitation of election interference from Ukraine and his withholding of military aid and official White House visit to spur that country's compliance. Second count is obstruction of Congress, rising from Trump's categorical defiance of the House impeachment inquiry. The document produced blah, 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 9 pages, explosive language, calling Trump a threat to national security who has acted in a manner offensive to and subversive of the Constitution, which, like, I've been reading all kinds of opinion pieces by lawyers and people like that are like all over that. I mean, this is exactly the kind of behavior that the framers of the Constitution were thinking of when they put the impeachment clauses in there to begin with. Trump is just the 4th president in American history to face such articles of impeachment. Although the word was frequently bandied during House impeachment hearing, bribery is not listed as a reason for Trump's removal. So under abuse of power, they state, and Schiff shouldn't be smoking weed without water. No. Anyway, Schiff was on a news program today saying that he expected that Trump could likely go to jail after he was removed. So anyway, President Trump abused the powers of the presidency by ignoring and injuring national security and other vital national interests to obtain an improper personal political benefit. He was also betrayed the nation by abusing his high office to enlist a foreign power in corrupting democratic elections. Wherefore, President Trump, by such conduct, has demonstrated that he will remain a threat to national security and the Constitution if allowed to remain in office, and has acted in a manner grossly incompatible with self-governance and the rule of law. President Trump thus warrants impeachment and trial, removal from office, and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. Obstruction. Donald J. Trump has directed the unprecedented, categorical, and indiscriminate defiance of subpoenas issued by the House of Representatives pursuant to its power of impeachment. President Trump has abused the powers of the presidency in a manner offensive to and subversive of the Constitution. In the history of the Republic, no president has ever ordered the complete defiance of an impeachment inquiry or sought to obstruct and impede so comprehensively the ability of the House of Representatives to investigate high crimes and misdemeanors. This abuse of office served to cover up the president's own repeated misconduct and to seize and control the power of impeachment, and thus to nullify a vital Constitution safeguard vested solely in the House of Representatives. Okay, we read that part. No, we didn't. But this is like legalese shit we don't need to read. I don't need to read that kind of stuff. Heck, we've been reading all this shit, and it's just a list of all the things that all the how you say misconduct connected to the Ukraine affair. We've been reading all that shit in the news. So, cheers, Bow Dog. There's nobody here. Who else is here? But let's see if there's anything interesting in my feed right now. Yeah, here's it. I just, the stuff goes by, so if I just plant it there and go back to it later. Guardian had a good. Oh well, here. Yeah, here's the thing about. Let's just start it at the most. Let's just start at the top of my newsfeed, because I've been just like sharing shit and then and then just not looking at it for. I don't even talk about that shit. The fucking, yeah, I should. Here, this is why there needs to be a separation of church and state. This is just totally stupid, and it has to do with like sexually repressed religious fanatics trying to dictate policy to the world and medical procedures. Here's somebody, a doctor named Marissa Dahlman. I performed an emergency surgery several months ago to treat a ruptured ectopic pregnancy. That's when the embryo implants on the fallopian tube. It's not viable. It's not going to be born. It can't be. It's dead there. The patient could have died, but we were able to stabilize her and send her home the same day. She called my office this week in tears, asking why we did not reimplant her pregnancy in her uterus. Why did we not offer her this option? Because maybe her baby didn't have to die. Pseudoscience is invading my operating room and my relationship with my patients. This poor woman had to have emergency surgery and then grieve the loss of a pregnancy that was never viable, that could have killed her. Now she's grieving again because politicians who lack even the most basic understanding of the physiology of pregnancy are dangling untruths in front of her, calling it fact. In case anyone reading this is wondering, this is not a thing. It is not possible to reimplant ectopic pregnancies into the uterus. They were never in the uterus to begin with. They didn't make it there. They implanted in the fallopian tubes. These are not viable pregnancies, and all the wishing in the world, the magical thinking, and the political grandstanding will not make it so. So, here we go. Where's that comment? There was somebody who related an experience in a Catholic hospital. Where is this? Where is this one? There's one. This is one. This is just a perfect example of what I mean. Why religious people should not be allowed to establish their morality in the public domain, and be offering services to the public, but with being able, wanting to discriminate against things like this. Where's the one that's they're fighting with somebody, and I can't find the one I wanted to find. That's okay. Basically, this woman had an ectopic pregnancy, and a Catholic hospital refused to perform the abortion. Made her go somewhere else, and she was at risk of dying. Oh, I probably qualify. Oh yeah, I'm still streaming. I forgot. Anyway, what I got lost in, there's a party coming up the 20th. There's a new club that there aren't many queer clubs left in Tucson. There's just IBT and a couple other ones that are a little more low key, away from downtown. I don't even know the name of them. I never remember because I never go to them. This one's right downtown, off of 4th Avenue. So there's going to be a party there the 20th, but the way the invitation read, it was like, well, wait a minute. Here, I'll read you the invitation and my objections. Details. Tucson's new gay hotspot, the Back Door, coming in 2020. This 100-year-old brick warehouse was originally Tucson's trolley barn and is being fixed up to be cool new party space. It is a work in progress, but we get to have a first look. G3 is a perfect place to meet folks. Come join us. This is a joint meetup with Meanders and Tucson single lesbians. Men, please join us as well and post on other LGBT groups. Basically, it's like gay hotspot. Nobody said anything about transgender people there. And lesbians have a tendency to have elements of their crowd who are like seriously transphobic. And a lot of the gay guys are seriously transphobic too. So I asked in the group where she posted it, or they posted it. You know, we don't call a person he or she anymore until we know from them whether that's what they want to be called or not. Even if they have a male name or a female name, whatever, we refer to them as they. Merriam-Webster's called it the word of the year. If you don't know somebody's preferences up front, you call them they. So I posted, I said, I don't see trans people mentioned on the invitation. You have to wonder about welcome. And they came back with, if you identify as a woman 100% of the time and or have a vagina, you would be welcome. If you don't, there are other pages that would include you. The goal here is no toxic masculinity and a safe space for women. And my response was, I probably qualify. I'm a trans feminine intersex male. I don't really try to claim this equivalent womanhood that is so divisive between transsexuals and lesbians. I'm Tommy. I'm not a guy. That works for me easily. Got a few more people. Hi, whoever's here. Talk to me, because I'm actually pretty much done with what I was going to talk about. So like, you gotta feed me or I'll just disappear. You know, I blew my wad already. I'm over a half hour. I have no reason to be here unless there's interaction. I mean, because I got interaction in other places. What did Jenny say here? What she said to me. We're talking about Well, I'll go back, and that's an interesting thread. It's not mine. Um, it's something Jenny had posted earlier. Um, huh? Did they take it down? Got every other fucking speech of his in here. I even put it in secret society speech. Here it is. So they were some. It was something about. I don't remember what's the comment or what. We'll go back to it as soon as I get this up. Hello, it's not coming up. Um. So anyway, it's interesting. But yeah, it was a comment that got us there. Jenny posted a meme that said, "Remarks of the president." Let's mute this. It's having trouble resolving the page, and I can't even get to the there it is. I gotta get the link. So anyway, Jenny's post says, "Say what you will about President Obama, but his class and eloquence really made the deportation of 2.5 million illegal immigrants, the bombing of 7 Muslim countries, the whitewashing of torture under Bush, the continuation of the drug war, the rampant prosecution of government whistleblowers, and his expansion of government surveillance go down smooth." Um, okay, so I guess, yeah, someone was getting going off on somebody laughing at it using laugh emoji, and he thought about it for the wrong reasons. So, and here the guy, when they pushed those buttons, oh no, this is somebody who decided he's going to school him a little bit, or he's going to school everybody a little bit about what's been going down. Where do you want to start? These here USA have been killing, maiming, and ruining the lives of countless men, women, and children since before even your wisdom was born. They're talking to Jenny. Um, there has not been a person to set foot in the White House who doesn't deserve to be locked up in The Hague since I can remember. I'm young, only 66, and so not only like to laugh, but need to laugh. So please find some room in your magnanimous soul to allow someone not to take himself to the point of suicide. By your tone, I might suspect you could need a laugh yourself. Since you are the judge of everyone's appropriate level of seriousness, seems a hard job at. Um, I come along in here and suggested that Eisenhower and Kennedy should probably get a pass from that, and so should Carter. Then somebody else comes in uh, with who's Eisenhower wouldn't be on the list to get a pass because of the German POW death camps after World War II. Um, and then Jenny piped in with Eisenhower led the deposing of legally elected PM of Iran, Mossadegh, and the murder of Patrice Lumumba. He was a CIA tool. Um, My response to her was, I already know we can blame Carter for radical Islamism. What did Kennedy do would make him a war criminal? Also, did Eisenhower actually have an active hand in Iran and the Congo, or did he just do nothing to stop them? Active involvement in things like that seems out of character for him to me. She said Eisenhower had to give a go-ahead for all that shit to happen. And she said JFK was escalating in Vietnam, which is not my understanding. He did act wisely on the Cuban Missile Crisis, but he really had no other choice. And my understanding was that he was resisting escalation in Vietnam, and that was an element decision to take him out. Jenny says that's the myth is that he was de-escalating. There's no evidence. The decision to kill him, I think, began with what he did to end the Cuban Missile Crisis, plus the bad pigs. That's for sure. He really pissed them off, infuriating the CIA and the military bosses. That combined with Bobby's attacks on the mob, plus their hatred of old Joe. It actually happens that Joe Jr. was the one that was part of it, was the deal that he was going to be president, but they killed him they murdered him during World War II. He had also been considering ending the oil depletion allowance. I've always believed there were a number of players in that killing. We were living in Mexico City at the time, and it was fascinating to hear what people down there were thinking. And I said to her, all of that and more. He was giving Ben Gurion a hard time about the Mona and the nukes. That's the Israelis' nuclear facility. Many think that it was Bobby's investigations of the people who got them elected that was the biggest factor. And she said that could be part of it. And I was, before I started streaming, I forgot about this. The conspiracy theorists like to say this speech, the secret society speech here, the vote's coming in a couple of days. I don't know how long it's going to take for him to put it through the Senate. That's going to be a circus. Oh, I love you too, Hula Force. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people think that they killed him because of the secret society speech, but it was way too close to the day he did die, and it was too complex an operation to just put it together only because of that. Okay, we're gonna kill him now. That's not how it went down. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Oh, this is just so stupid. Okay, we're done with that stupid bit. Let's see what's next. Oh, there's so Whitmer says that every man, woman, and child would have to smoke about $2,500 worth of marijuana per year to fix our roads. And then underneath that, there's a picture of John Kennedy with the quote from his inaugural address. That's not what your country can do for you. That's what you can do for your country. Spark them. Okay, and here's a rescue. Turtle Mountain Animal Rescue is looking for support. They've got they're rescuing starving feral dogs. 67% say they support a nationwide ban on assault weapons, and 29 oppose, which leaves only 4% undivided on that one, undecided. Here, this is one we should look at. Adam Schiff was on Face the Nation yesterday. Well, let's just play it. Let's see what it says. Has there ever been a president facing the prospect of real prospect? Oh, they think Oh, here's what it is. The Schiff said the court document. This is about Cohen. They want to really stick it to Cohen. They want a substantial prison sentence for Cohen. The U.S. attorney just filed Friday, asking for a substantial prison sentence for Cohen. The prosecutor said violated campaign finance laws in coordination with and at the direction of the president. Mr. Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Schiff said the court documents suggest the president of the United States not only coordinated but directed an illegal campaign scheme to alter the outcome of the 2016 election. Asked if the revelations in the filings meet the standard for an impeachable offense, Schiff demurred and said more investigative work needs to be completed by the House Intelligence Committee and Special Counsel Robert Mueller, particularly on any possible collusion or coordination between Trump campaign associates and the Russian government. If they don't remove him, they're stockpiling ammunition on the right in advance of it, threatening civil war if he's removed from office. It makes so much noise, and I never have it. I can never tell what it is. It might be Facebook notifications making way too much noise on this thing. Oh Lord. What do you think, folks? The guy from the other night is back in my text. I don't know if I'm looking for a good time tonight. And since the police are doing nothing about it, I don't know. No, I'm just gonna blow him. How come there's no block there? There it is. Block court spam. I don't think he knows how to block. Please block. No, I'm not going to deal with it because the cops didn't want to do anything with it. So fuck it. I found out the police don't even have a vice task force. Oh boy. I don't know. If they successfully impeach Trump and prosecute him, he's not running in 2020. Okay. It's my opinion that if the Democratic Party tries to run anybody besides Bernie, and Bernie isn't totally wholeheartedly behind him and really rallying his backers into voting for that person, they're going to lose the Republican no matter who it is. People are sick and fucking tired of that shit. Bernie's saying everything people want to hear. And everybody, every single one of the other candidates has unacceptable characteristics to people who are considered themselves like progressive. You know, the people in the middle, the centrists, on both sides of the aisle. You know, I mean, there's people who could think there's, you know, the people, you know, they're trying to force this on everybody, but there are certain things that have to be in the candidate's platform. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't vote for her. I mean, I probably would, but I wouldn't be good with it. She's trying to fix capitalism with more capitalism. She's just another high end hooker for the corporations. They're none of them. Buttazzi's just like, forget it, no way. What's her name? That Marianne Williamson or something? It's like, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, she'd be good, but she ain't got a chance. The people want Bernie. They should just go for it. Yeah, well, because he's slick. He's a snake oil salesman and a good one. Fucking guy's a naval intelligence officer, and he worked for McKinsey Company, consulting to despotic regimes all over the world. It's not gonna. I'm not pulling any punches with that one. He's totally like he's a snake in the grass. No, excuse me. And most of the LGBTQ community, you know, the advocates and organizers, people that I'm like connected with, watching everybody's noise, they're not buying in. No, they're not buying in. There's a group I saw Facebook had put in my face of Queers for Buttazzi's, and there are only a couple hundred members. The people want Bernie. Bernie's consistently worked for the people. And I don't know what else to say about it. I don't find any of the other. I mean, there's things I'd fault Bernie on too, like the F-35. But none of the other candidates. You know, Bernie's been consistent. That, you know, anything, you know, he has not enriched himself by his office. He's always worked for his constituency. Well, I'm not a real big fan of Rex. I think he's a little bit like alarmist. He goes, and neocon. He's a little bit not. I don't. He something about him just like really bothers. I don't. I think any of them. I don't think any of them can beat Republicans, even if Trump does. You know, Trump may not run. That's the goal. Is like to knock him off and lock him up. This is where it's at. They want him out of the picture. I still don't know myself whether Trump is a changing of the guard or if he's a hostile takeover bid. I suspect more strongly that he's a changing of the guard, as the you know, Poppy Bush and, you know, the Bush dynasty's done, and they needed fresh blood. So here's the Donald, and I think that's quite where it's at, because if you look at his financial history, which he doesn't want to disclose, he's going to disclose that he's owned by the Eastern Europeans and has been since the mid-90s, when he got cut off from the American banks because he's such a fucking deadbeat. So that's the That's a concern. Yeah. But you know, if the case is so it is like against him is without beyond a shadow of doubt, I don't see how the Senate can not convict him. Is what you know. I mean, it's just, this in this is a lot stronger case than they had against Clinton for lying about a blowjob. You know, much stronger case. They hadn't even begun to see. I mean, this guy has been running a criminal enterprise for the last 30 years, at least. Actually, it's like 4 generations, 3 generations of it. You ever read the family history? You know what they've been about in America? It's brothels, cheap hotel rooms with sex workers at it. It's been what they've always been about. It's a hotel and restaurant business with hookers and blow. Hookers and blow, and that's the Trumps has been doing this for since gold rush. His father, his grandfather, came here dodging the Prussian draft, and had hotel and restaurant brothel in the gold rush towns in the Pacific Northwest. His father, Fred Trump, was like king of redlining in Brooklyn. Slumlords, you know, just fucking slumlords. He was the slumlord that Woody Guthrie wrote his song "I Ain't Got No Home No More." Oh, mean Mr. Trump. That was Fred Trump, the Donald's daddy. They've got, if you're paying close enough attention, you'll see that they've got a deal going with the Chinese for building massage parlors out there. A lot of us just don't understand. Oh no, I couldn't do LA. I like Tucson. Tucson's a nice town. I'm here. This is where my grandfather used to tease me about number Tucson. Went to Tucson. Where's Tucson? Where's Tucson? Oh, I was in Arizona. And here I am. And the end of days is on us. You know, there. You know about the apocalypse coming the 28th. No, let's get that. I've really read this. I've been laughing at it, but I haven't. I'm gonna have an end of the world party. I don't know where I'm going to have it. Okay, December 28th. Mark your calendar. Here we go. This is from February 11th. This is from some guy named Dick Eastman. He's been writing this genealogy newsletter for 23 years. He's been involved in genealogy and computer software development, hardware, software, managerial positions, family data, genealogy. From now until December 28th, run up credit card bills, spend your money in Las Vegas, get drunk, and have fun with other things. Why not? The world is going to end anyway late this year, so you don't have to worry about paying those bills. This time, it is for real, at least according to David Montaigne, a guy who has written multiple books about the end times and bills himself as a historian and prophecy scholar. You might want to be aware that Montaigne's record of predictions hasn't been very good. Montaigne has previously claimed that the Antichrist was going to return to Earth in June of 2016. But Montaigne is still here and is still making predictions about the end of the world. He insists this time is for real. Okay. On December 21st, survivors will experience the first day of a pole shift, when the entire surface of the planet will shift out of position and move over the more fluid layers beneath the crust. Over the next few days, this will cause earthquakes and tidal waves and volcanic activities, which will almost completely destroy what is left of our civilization. There's a mountain of evidence in historical, geological, biological records showing such pole shifts have happened before. Even the Bible describes them repeatedly. I think that we will experience another pole shift for the week following December 21st, 2019, getting worse each day until the natural disasters culminate on December 28th, Judgment Day. Hand me the salt shaker, please. I need a few more grains of salt. You can read on his blog, End Times Privacy, and End Times 2019. Now, there was something else here. Let's see. This is not that Montaigne guy. This is somebody else. Oh no, this is Montaigne shit. You know, I did the Inuits are like concerned because they've seen a lot of things that are telling them that the poles moved. Now, what I'm told is that this could very well be a controlled maneuver. It probably is. You know, it's my belief. And I have to always give this disclaimer. You know, I've studied the ancient scriptures extensively, not just my own ancestors, but those of the whole world. And I've been discussing a lot lately with Native people about their star people contacts and belief systems about that. And I have to say that, you know, my claim is I'm either a legitimate channel getting accurate information from the you know, mind to mind contact, or I'm got really good imagination. But what I'm told is that this planet is a spaceship, that a living spaceship, that everything on it has a reason, has a function, has its role in the biosphere, and there's a balance that humanity has harmed. We haven't destroyed it. We can't. You're not going to kill this planet. The planet is going to kill us, as this guy is predicting, and it's quite possible that this shit's going to start going down on the 21st. I don't know. You know, they claim that this has something to do with the Mayan calendar, but this guy, like the other guy, said it's fucked up a lot. I don't know. I don't care. I'm confident that my time on this world has been well spent, righteously as best I can, and I haven't like harmed anything too terribly, and certainly not anything willfully, with malice and the forethought and all that happy shit. You know, I mean, I fuck things over. I fuck people over. Nowhere near as bad as I've been fucked over. I haven't done it on purpose. You know, shit just happens. Oops, sorry. And you know, if we indeed have an eternal spirit, I'm not worried about any penance that I'm going to have to, you know, anything I'm going to have to atone for on that last moment. I'm good with how I'm at peace with myself, and with hundreds of other people who are like-minded. So bring it, you know, let's bring it on. Alrighty. You know, like the natives say, any day's a good day to die. Like I said, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I've studied the mystical teaching of my ancestors and other people's ancestors, and have the learning that I've received tells me that we're immortal energy beings residing in mortal physical flesh, and that there are immortal humans who have achieve perfection in the flesh and spirit, but that their control of this world apparently has never really been proper. There's a problem in their, I don't know, that's like way out. You have to read the Urantia book. You get a little bit of insight into some of the uh, galactic order of organization that isn't made real clear in any of anybody's scripture, any Hebrew, Judeo-Hebrew, Christian, any of the Hebrew scriptures, the Christians, the Jews, or the Muslims. The actual nature of God and creation and the demigods is pretty confused in the fragments. And what I'm told, there's that the spirit follows the flesh. That the Kabbalah says that when a child is conceived, that Hashem dispatches an angel with a spark of his own spirit, and this is now a fresh being that the angel stays with while it's in the womb, and actual life of this hybrid creature doesn't begin until the actual moment of birth, at least in the that whole I don't know where the Christians got that stuff from, but the Jews recognize a lot of valid reasons for abortions. Always did. It's in our Mishnah Torah and stuff. Abortion rules. That life doesn't begin until you're actually born. It's in our Mishnah Torah and stuff. Abortion rules. That life doesn't begin until you're actually born. But we live, our spirit's eternal. So that when the flesh dies, the spirit goes on, and probably immediately, that's where, it's like with them into limbo, where does the spirit go? Into a new body. How is the spirit reborn into the planet? Well, this is that's I'm soliciting. Are you in Tucson? I have a menorah. I just put out a request for where to find Hanukkah candles, and I'll bench lift all week, and I'll even stream it. Sure, I don't know if I can get the camera on it. It's the only window. You're supposed to, the Hanukkah lights are supposed to be burning in the window. Yeah, I'll be able to get it. I'll be lighting the lights in that window right there over the sink. So there's a Tucson LGBT friends group that I posted a request for, hey, who wants to, where's the candles and who wants to celebrate Hanukkah together? I'll make some latkes. I gotta have my latkes during Hanukkah. That's potato pancakes. What else do we do? I haven't played dreidel since I was a little kid. I sing Hanukkah songs and light lights and exchange gifts. That's our it was always fun because we celebrated Hanukkah and Christmas. This year they're kind of running together. Hanukkah starts on the 22nd and Christmas starts on the 25th. And Christmas runs for 20 days. So they'll be running together for 5 days, 12 days this Christmas, and then they'll run together for 5 days. It'll be the third night of Hanukkah, third or fourth night of Hanukkah on the first day on the first day of Christmas. My true love gave to me. All I need is a true love to give you anything. I have a suitor, but I had to lay down the law with him. He was not gendering me well. He was, he just wasn't getting that real well. I really don't like to be reminded that I'm not, I don't want to be like, have people expect me to, I don't know how to describe this. Just leave Tom out of this. I just don't want anything to do with that creature. This is the self-defense that I built up from the time I was a child. I walked away from it on April Fool's Day, 2014. Tom's not here. I don't want to go there at all. So let's see what Jenny's got to say here. Okay. I'm streaming right now, kid. What do we want to? Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know who McHenry Cruiser is. And funny seems to be relative these days. Um, I think I'm amusing. And most people react well to me, but I've got some serious haters, and I never know. Uh, I never know when somebody's like playing me or not. It doesn't really matter, you know. So I got no. I have no shame. There's no shame in my game. I've lived an honest life. I've taken everything life's given me, and I still love God, and I do my best to live according to the God's main commandments. Um, and I don't know what else anybody can do. You know, we're given this free will to create whatever we want to create. You know, it's like, here's the world, here's all the stuff in the world that everybody was given for free, that somehow this very small number of families has decided they own it all and are going to sell it to us or force us to work for our our food and shelter when the planet gave it to us for free. Um, and they gonna make us fight strangers for no good reason to maintain control over the resources that the planet gave us for free. Um, that's kind of why I never could um, make it in, yeah, as a man. Um, and, you know, in case they didn't tell you about me, I'm a trans feminine intersex male. Okay, what does that mean? Um, there's sex and gender are not exactly the same thing, and they're not dependent on each other. And the way things work out, you know, sex is determined by what kind of gamete your gonads make. That's it. It has nothing to do with your personality, with your behavior. That's gender, and that comes from the brain. And what's going on is there's no such thing. I mean, there's obviously, you know, male and female. We are sexually dimorphic creatures. But when it comes to gender, that's more of a spectrum. And I was born with some kind of genital anomaly that they corrected, but it pushed my genitals in the wrong direction for my brain, which is feminine in nature. And my physique wasn't ever really very masculine either. I've always had very smooth skin. Um, I had to I had to work on driving my voice down when I was young. I had to I had to I had to work to get the swish out of my walk because the bullies were kicking me in the butt. Um, that's me. Uh, and you know, some of these people that think I'm funny think I'm like an object of ridicule. They think I'm a foul creature that should be ridiculed and harmed. Like, you know, people inciting violence against me. Um, I have a degree in marine biology from the University of Tampa in 1978, and from 1980 to 1982, I was a research assistant. I forget. Yeah, assistant's lower. It's research associate and research assistant, and I was a research assistant at the University of Texas in OBGYN, running chemical assays, brain hormone assays. And I got kicked to the curb. my real desire is in aquaculture, but it never happened. I wanted a career in the Navy, raising food under the ocean or in outer space, and they just didn't go there. It's more profitable to have dirty bush wars, and I wasn't willing to like do what they wanted me to do. I wanted to go and like kill little brown people for dope and oil. It just wasn't going to happen. And I tried to go into medicine. I couldn't stand the animal torture. My real thing is fish, and I had gotten through school in the ornamental fish industry, and for a little while after school, but that didn't work out because now I was overqualified with the degree, and they just couldn't pay me enough to make it worth my while. And back then, that meant like $5-7 an hour. It's not much money. Yeah, anyway, I ended up in the street and was rescued by the Merry Pranksters and Rainbow Family people in Venice Beach, the Bus Village people. Used to squat the Rose Avenue parking lot when it wasn't gathering time. They'd live on the beach in the parking lot for free. And I basically, I never. I'm not a good musician. I never can, I never tried that hard. You got to really work at it to be like a really professional musician. They retired me in 1987. This is my work right here. You see the horn in the chair and the stones. That's what I do. I cut stone and make wire jewelry and go out busking. And I got shot in 1987 and been collecting disability ever since. And I just turned 65, and it turned into retirement now. And so basically, I live on, I pay my overhead with the check and then go and earn my fun tickets with the horn and the stones. It's good. I'm happy. And Tucson's been really good. I lived behind a beard for a long time. Yeah, just hiding. So I'm not very feminine because I was never allowed to be. So it's kind of unnatural for me. I came out. I just didn't feel right being too frou-frou. This is me. I'm Tommy. I've got a 1-bedroom apartment about a mile from downtown, in a renovated neighborhood that with utilities are not included, but it comes to about $600 with them, with the electric. It's got a very, very efficient air conditioning and heating system. Very, very efficient. That is cheap to run. I don't think I haven't gotten a bill over $100 even during the hottest time of year. Right now, the bills run mid-60s for the electricity, and the rent's $5.25. Cost of living is very low here, but also the wages aren't very high. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. I'm not like really getting rich with either of those, but I'm able, with my check, I'm able to live comfortably. So I'm okay. I'm 65. Shit, I'm still in pretty good shape. And I have, I've been hiding in the hippie music and arts community behind a beard for many years from the time I hit the street. And I never had any intention to make money with music. I'm not a musician. I'm a scientist. I'm a life scientist. So now I write, and in Tucson or somewhere else. I managed to stay out of group homes because I'm not, I've been in psych hospitals all over the country, but they never can hold me long, because I'm not mentally ill. I mean, I might have like a psychotic break right off. Yeah, I might have a psychotic break. That's where I spent the most time, in psych hospitals. I might have a manic break, get overamped and go over the edge, but I calm down quickly. So like, I'll be in there and they'll want to dope me up, and it's like, no, I don't want your dope. And then they can't give it to me because I'm not getting out of line. And then after a few days, the nurses will be starting to tell the doctor, hey, let that one go. So I managed to stay out of the group homes. I avoided the homeless industrial complex completely. I was pedestrian for quite a few years on Venice Beach from 82 to 89, 87. And that's when I got shot, was in November 87. And there was a period of 83, half of 83 and all of 84, I was somewhere else. I came back in 1985. Where see, it's a room for 500. That's like, I can't live in a room. Excuse me. I'm a little cramped in here. Kitchen's too small for me. Bathroom's tiny. But I got a nice bathtub. It's got a really nice bathtub. Has armrests in it. And it's deep enough where like I can get everything, from my, I can just get all the way down to my chin in the water. Everything, my knees, my boobs, everything will be on toes. I can get everything underwater, and I can lay there with right. But just that you can rent a room for 500. Well, how much do you have left after you pay for that? And how come you don't have any Section 8? You should have some support, some more, like the guy that's kind of like interested in me right now. He doesn't get very much. He's only getting $600 or $700, but they're only taking a third of it for his rent. I'm sure you're not getting $1,500 for SSI. He's only paying a couple $100 for rent. That's all I get. That's all I get. How old are you? I just got raised a raise. I'll get a raise in January to $975, and I can't live on that with comfortably and have what I like, in the way of food and tobacco and weed and shit around. I can't live on what I get. I totally can't. Are you on maintenance medication of any kind, or are you able to like cope without their dope? Oh. My niece, one of my nieces, I'm Auntie Tommy out there to a lot of younger trans people. And this she's one of my, I've known this one since she was 16 or 17. Really difficult family situation for her. I've been helping her with for quite a few years, and now we're trying to. She's in her early 20s now, and we're trying to get her some cash flow. How do you identify, Peter? A once a month kind of shot. Straight guy, bi, gay. There's three kinds of men. Three kinds of men. Straight, gay, and bi. And four. Actually, there's asexual. They're asexual too. That's what people need to start like, and people are. It's just the religious fanatics at this point that aren't getting it. They're just totally not, and they're trying to like sell falsehoods. They're trying to get things legislated on the basis of lies, like these abortion laws that are demanding that they try to reimplant ectopic pregnancies. Fuck that shit. It's just not medically possible. I mean, well, apparently sometimes it is. There are known ectopic pregnancies to go to term, but you know this in ancient Hebrew scripture, it's made very clear that if there's a situation that threatens the life of the mother, the life of the child can be sacrificed. Oh boy. That really shouldn't be. How did you do? How much time did you do for it? That kind of thing shouldn't be. Uh, there's that shouldn't be. I mean, it should that should not prevent you from being hired. That's how long ago was it? Um, and that was probably you were there, and you probably got pled no contest after 50 days, and they let you go, kind of shit. You weren't. Were you actually convicted? You know, that was that the sentence. That sounds more like you were waiting for trial than, and then try. Yeah, that kind of thing. There are they're social service agencies. I don't know what they'd be called, but there are agencies to help people like you. There's one in this town. Um, yeah, I'll try to get the information for you. Uh, I'll look now. Let's see what it's called. And there might be something like that. It's a recovery center for people who are coming out of the mental health system. They run a little thing called Cafe 54, so I should be able to find them by that. Yep, here it is. You might want to contact them if you can't find anything on your own in out where you are. Uh, let's see if they say what the organization is. Here it is. They might have a chapter. They're running the Cafe 54 and something called Our Place Clubhouse. And it's totally about helping people who are here. Employment focused services for adults recovering from mental illness in downtown Tucson. Formal work adjustment training and job placement at Cafe 54 to self-directed voluntary work. I should probably stop in there and say, hey, look, my whole employment situation was totally disrupted by my contacts with the psychiatric establishment. And I've 1987, I got shot, and I tried to apply for disability, but they wouldn't give it to me on the basis of the pain, and they left the bullet in me. Here's the link to these guys. They've got, yes, they've got, well, whichever, just, you add me to Hangouts. You can contact me there or at Facebook. Um, Here's my Facebook. Why, shit. My public account's blocked, and I'm really trying to like avoid having people I don't know on my private account at the moment. And that's just contact me with my. You should be able to. I don't know. Can you see my? Is it? If you like um click on me, are you able to like send me a message? Does it say how to send a message to me? Here's my Gmail. Let's see what else is going on here. Uh, I don't want to deal with that. Oh, whoa, Dougie. Department of Justice is calling Donald Trump a felon. Going to jail. Lock him up. It's from the Intelligencer on December 7th. Oh, this is sentencing recommendations for Cohen and Manafort. And they're just like, individual one is going to get indicted just as soon as he's out of that office. I don't think he's going to run in 2020. I think he's going to be in prison by then. God, I hope so. The more I think about this, we elected a fucking criminal. I mean, there's just no denying that this man is like a shameless criminal. He's a grifter. He's with a track record. He's been sued hundreds of times for screwing his contractors. And we elected him president. How in the fuck did that happen? Well, how it happened was the Democratic Party screwed Bernie, and everybody stayed home. 46% voted for nobody. Oh, I will. I will do that. I'll do that right now. Let's look for McHenry Cruiser. Why don't you give me the link? Make it easier. Is this you, the Dready dude? Man, I'm such a Luddite when it comes to this. I totally it never IT stuff. I've always, from the time I was young. Oh shit! Now what? From the time I was young, always had my hands in and on inside and on the controls. I built computers from scratch, and um, I don't think so. Sis. Nothing there. This thing just makes all this noise and I never can figure out why. Well, that's probably a whole mess of Facebook notifications hitting it. So what's your trip there? What I see you got a lot of trolls. I don't suppose you know the kiwi farmers by any chance, do you? They like the wing nuts for sure. A hikikomori, socially isolated, introverted hermit loner who also happens. Do you have any talents? Like do anything? What do you do?
What's up, everybody? I wanted to talk a bit.
Right on. Right on. Okay. Cool. There we go. I just subscribed. Were you already subscribed to my channel as McHenry Cruiser? Only one post. They must not have been interested. You're a straight guy. They don't. And unless you're like got like really weird sexual desires and fantasies and shit, and you're straight, they won't take any interest. You know, they might have made a post and then it's just like meh. They need weird shit. If you're just if you're not weird enough, you know, if you're not kinky enough, it seems that they don't. And I'm not kinky at all. Actually, they're just like projecting all this shit that they're making up on me. You know, because I made the mistake years ago of getting sucked into telling a true story fictionalized without changing the names. Yeah. And because of it, not anyone to go into it tonight. But that's what happened. It's like, you know, I don't even want to go into it. I just don't. I really don't. It's just not where I want to go. I'm really, you know, excuse me, I'm 65 years old. And I made it in one piece. Almost. I've been broken a few times. But all my important parts are working real well. I just had, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can, and little seeds. She had needles stuck in my ear on this side, and these little seeds, they're little metal balls or something but you just squeeze, and they'll do the it's the acupressure. It's an acupuncture. But you know, I had a lovely lunch with a dear friend of mine. Today we went and pigged out at a really good Chinese place, Pan Asian. A lot of good seafood. Ooh, good seafood. And sushi, which you know we don't. I usually when the sushi's not really very like air when it's like in a Pan Asian place, unless it's owned by Japanese people. But this place was good. This place was real good. And it was all nice and fresh too. Well, you know, it wasn't one of buffets that's been sitting for a week. And I got a guy interested in me, and I got community again. I had to back away from the hippies when I problem with hippies is that a lot of them are really bad bigots, but because of the nature of the hippie community, they can't be openly ugly about their hate for queers. But I, from the very beginning, I felt that there were people that I was making uncomfortable by my presence, and I just the hostility built to the point where I had to break away from it. Um, and So I've been just kind of drifting, looking for new community, and I volunteer. I show up at demonstrations that are the stuff for you know big things like Women's March and stuff like that. I show up for, and I meet people. Um, I've been working with Human Rights Commission, Human Rights Campaign, and Equality Arizona. They contacted me in August. The state organizer contacted me to turn me on to go to speak at a public hearing about LGBTQ inclusive, medically accurate family life curriculum that was proposed. That was had a shitstorm against it generated by the Christian lobbying groups. I don't even like calling them Christian. They're it's not Christian than what they are. But I live with chronic depression. I mean, just my brain does not see my dick right. It never did. It doesn't like. I never could. It's a problem. And so I got really bad dysphoria, and I just I'm comfortable, and I don't like to even stray off my bliss point as I'm comfortable. I don't let myself get so depressed that I'm like melancholy. I'm just like my motivation's been destroyed. I've been living alone way too long, and my friends and family don't have much time for me, and I'm comfortable. I get and it's not good for me. I know. So I've been pushing myself to get out more, and I'm meeting people, and there's parties all month. Between now and the end of the year, I'll be doing hardly anything but partying, which isn't good because I need to be polishing a lot of stone right now. That's coming on to that time of year, and it's coming on to 2 hours, and I need to pee. So I think I'm just gonna cut it off here. So thanks for coming. It's nice meeting you, Peter. Rock and roll. Happy day.